Shalom is Brother Yashima Zakar from the Israelite Times Report, IsraeliteTimes.com. All praises are definitely due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters across the four corners of the earth in this truth, pushing this truth, believing all the way to the end. I want to do a little spiritual rant right quick. I'll try to not have a potty mouth. But I got a little pissed off. I was watching some of you guys might know of them. MREC TV, and I watch it for hip hop related news, which is about as good as that's about all it's good for. But he's supposed to be deep, he's supposed to be woke, one of those guys. But anyways, he says something that I had to click off as soon as I, heard him go into it. He was basically dissing the Bible, and he was trying to make himself sound so deep. I was listening to this nigga talk, and of course he not claiming to be an Israelite or anything, so he just a nigga in the world. And there's an Israel of the Most High, and then there's the Israel that's just here, moping around in these physical bodies. Yeah, they might be blood descendants of Israelites, but in their mind, they're really heathen, right? This is a spiritual thing. So he dissed the Bible. Basically what he said was something along the lines of the Bible isn't real. He said something like he said, look, I don't want to get too deep because I might offend some people, but what happened, a caller called in, right, to his show, and the caller dissed the Bible, and he kind of like was agreeing with him. Cause these niggas, you still got niggas out here that still believe in white Jesus. They believe that the Bible was written by the white man, right? You got these niggas out here. I don't believe in the Bible code written by the white man. You still got them stupid niggas out there. So then he goes on this little rant where I don't want to get too deep. But he said it with a Brooklyn accent. I don't want to get too deep. You know what I'm saying? I might offend some people, but I'll just say it to you like this. Ain't nobody about to crack the sky to come save you. So basically, he dissing Yahawashi. But in his mind, he's dissing white Jesus, Caesar Borgia. Without understanding what he's saying out of his mouth, right? So ain't nobody coming, ain't nobody gonna crack the sky. Cause I think this nigga Sarnetta said the same thing over there with that conscious community bullshit, BS, excuse me. Trying to keep it clean, right? So then he goes into Islam, right? And I'm listening to this dude, cause I'll start to click off, and oh my goodness, man, oh my goodness, this guy, man, our people are really destroyed, man. This guy goes into Islam. Now, he don't believe in the Bible, but then he talking about some, I don't know if he been listening to Clarence 13X or their teachers or whatever that teaching, or maybe Dr. York, because I used to be a part of that madness prior to me coming into this truth. Yes, your brother Yashima Zakar, Zakaria, was in that madness once upon a time. And matter of fact, real quick story. I believed in what Dr. York was teaching so heavy that the brother that or the guy that introduced me to Dr. York's teaching, um, he started listening to me because I got so deep into that Nuwapian stuff, that doctrine of Dr. York and the Moors and all that stuff, that they started listening to me and what I had to say. And I praise Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi. He pulled me out of that just in the nick of time. Cause I was into the curriculum. I was into the what you would yeah, the study. I was into the studies and the sciences of it. I wasn't into the weirdo stuff. Right. So I never, in other words, what I'm saying is the Lord is so good. I cry sometimes. I think about it. I've actually cried um, thinking about this. There are times when I think about it and it hit me so hard that the Lord didn't allow me to bow down to these false gods like Osiris and what's the other one? Isis and Horus and all that. Even though I was consumed with it and I was teaching it. But he never let me get to the point where, I became a Freemason or I became I crossed over and made some kind of oath, right? But they were looking to put me there. When I say they, I mean those people in the conscious community. So I came out of that. I was actually, and I'm telling a quick testimony right quick, the water Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi, but I was writing a book called The Biggest Lie Ever Told. And I was debunking the Bible just before I came into the truth. This is what I was doing. So when people say, why you get so angry, why you so passionate, this is why. I came out of that. The Lord is so merciful, man. He didn't have to do that. He did not have to do that. I cried just thinking about it. Since, man, it's like, damn. He could have let me just rock out like that. I could have been like Sarnetta or what's this other guy, Shaka Utmost or Brother Polite. I could have been one of them niggas. Because that's what they were looking to make me, the conscious community, people that knew me. They was like, oh, these guys deep. Because I was all about the studies. I'd outstudied them, the elders, the so-called elders in the conscious community. I was supposed to be that next guy up. But the Lord had mercy and woke me up. So anyway, it's my quick testimony. And it's ironic. I have this one scoffer because my YouTube channel is there, and it doesn't get as many hits as I get on my radio, right? Like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and I think Spotify is number one, Apple's number two. They're each week is different, but that's where most of my listeners come from. But the YouTube channel, I might get like 200 hits, something like that. But I keep it up there just so the word will go out. Plus YouTube be messing with the numbers and stuff, and I be getting comments and they don't show like literally, like it'll be in my email, like this person commented, that person commented, but when I go to check it, it's not there. So YouTube is funny. So I don't even pay them any attention. But anyways, damn, I forgot what I was about. The reason why I mentioned YouTube is because there's this one, there's this one scoffer, and it's funny because they won't let me see the other comments, but this one scoffer, they'll let me see that this dude, he's all into Kemet, and he be sending me. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see him. He'll send me like a whole like a whole damn book of all this chemist stuff. He'll be saying, all you religious people, y'all need to come out of this. And he's talking about chemic. And it's just funny, like, it's almost like he like an inside joke damn near. Like I came out of that crap, and then the one main scoffer that I have is this dude who's trying to preach this chemic crap. Anyway, getting back to MREC TV, I'm sorry. MREC TV went into Islam, right? Now he just dissed the Bible and said that ain't nobody coming to save you. No one's gonna crack the sky. The usual, right? But then he goes into Islam and he's talking about what is it? I am self Lord and Master. Something like that. Whatever. I, Lord, whatever. However it goes. And these people, they was in the comment section like, yeah, that's deep, brother. That deep, that deep. Jake. Jake's stupid. I just said, man, damn. And he thought he was saying something so deep. And then you wonder why people are like this, why people are in this situation. It's all good until the Lord jack him up. And I clicked off because I said the Lord going to judge him. And I used to like his channel, But this guy don't know nothing. But it's different when you're dealing with someone that don't know nothing and really don't care. But then when you got a dude that think he know everything already, like a brother polite, it's a different situation. This guy Emrek thinks he knows something. He's got a big YouTube channel. I forget how many subscribers he's got. I think he's got over 100,000, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but what has happened is they've gotten into this, and excuse me, this is a rant. This is a rant. Just something I want to get off my mind. Because I hate these. I can't stand this Kemet stuff. I can't stand it. You want to talk about something that make my skin crawl? Like, because I came out of it. And I hate it when they approach me with it. Like Osiris and Isis and like, dude, I taught that. Don't come to me with that. Then they get mad because I told the one scoffer on my YouTube channel, which I don't really check YouTube. Like I said, I don't know how long my channel is going to last there because YouTube be clipping brothers' channels left and right. So I don't trust them, which is why I'm more audio based. Anyways, I know YouTube is gonna at some point they're gonna clip my channel, especially with the stuff that I'm talking about. It's coming. So I don't really look to be like no YouTube guy. I just put it up there so the word can come out. But so that that might answer some people's questions. Like YouTube is gonna be look, they're gonna shut all this down. I put it out there, the word is out there, you take it, take it, love it, leave it. It's up to you. Um but anyways, I can't stand this chemist stuff. I can't stand this Moorish science crap. Not for nothing, my woman is she's Islam, but she's not even from this country. She's from Tanzania. So her I don't really get into it. I let her know, look, I'm an Israelite. She don't even know what that means. She has no clue as to what that's. She thinks she's like, you're not a Christian. Because in her mind, she think Bible, she think Christian. But I just, I don't even bother with it. She do say pray for me and stuff like that. So, I'll just leave it there. I say, well, She's not trying to make me be a Muslim or Islamic or whatever. And she will say pray for me. So obviously she must believe something with me, you know. That's whatever. I don't even trip off that. But this more science Islamic crap, Clarence 13X, Elijah Muhammad, all of this shit failed. Excuse me. Sorry. I did let one curse word out. All of this stuff failed. It failed. It failed our people. And they're still trying to hold on to it. You Negroes have been holding on to this uh, Osiris and Horus crap since, I mean, you can take Dr. York all the way back to the 60s, 70s. I know he really popped up on the scene, late 80s or something like that, because he used to go up against the Israelites. But then he was forced to change his stance. Okay? And then he started saying, well, we're the real Israelites. And he had some bugged out doctrine. He didn't really go into who Esau is. His doctrine was bugged out. And before I forget, ironically, that was what I started watching. His part of the Israelites, prior to me coming into this truth, because Dr. York used to teach before his ass got locked up. And him and Polite should be sharing the same cell. Both of them weirdo ass niggas. Never and Polite, you gonna get judged for what you did to that girl. You gonna get judged for that. They say you drugged that girl and raped her. You nigga, you's a despicable little piece of shit. Excuse me, I had to. Sorry. I think they said that girl was 14, something like that. Anyways, let me not, because I'll use an agent anyway, Polite. Anyway, all right, let me go. Um, Dr. York used to teach Kemet, Islam, and he would get into Christianity too, but he would always link it back to Kemet, and he would teach, of course, Islam. He would go into Clarence 13X, Elijah Muhammad, Sunni Islam. He would go through the Bible a lot, but then because he had clashes, the Nawapians had clashes with the Israelites, he would get into the Israelite stuff too. But he had a bugged out ass doctrine. Now, at that time, this is literally months before. Well, yeah, it was like months before I came into the truth. That's what I was looking at, because I'd already went through the Kemet stuff, and already went through, Islam and his teachings on Islam. So then I started looking at his teachings on who the real children of Israel was. But in my mind, I was thinking it all went back to Kemet, because the thought was Israel is Ra-El, right? Like Isis, Ra-El. That's what I thought, not understanding, because I didn't know any better, that the real word for Israel there is Yasha Allah. He prince of the power. He's the prince of the power, right? So I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. So you got these people that think they're so deep, and they think they know something, and they know nothing. They don't know anything. But they think they know something. They think they know everything, and you can't tell them nothing. And you know what it's like when you're dealing with a proud Negro. A proud Edomite is one thing, but a proud Negro, no, you forget about it, man. You can't tell a proud Negro nothing. That's why you gotta take pride away. Even myself, I'm telling you, that was the first thing I had to do because I came out of that Dr. York way of thinking. That Nubian, we were the Egyptians and all of that crap. I had to get out of that. I had to, that was a step down. I had to take the low, you know, um, instead of being so high minded, thinking I know everything. That's the only way you're gonna learn. Um, but yeah, I thought that. I really believed that. And this guy, MREC TV triggered that and I've listened to him. It's like, man, this guy think he's so deep. And the way he said it, like it was so arrogant and cocky, like, yeah, look, hey, there's some things that I could say. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it here because I could offend some people. Is what he was saying. I could offend some people. You know, I don't wanna, what I'm saying, I don't wanna ruffle no feathers. You know how Jake is. I don't wanna ruffle no feathers, but ain't no God gonna crack the sky and come save you. And I know what he's thinking because I've been there. I've been there. I was there. I was that guy. I used to say things just like that. Ain't no God coming to crack the sky to come save you. You got to save yourself. Jake still hasn't learned. That's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. Jake still, after all the hell that we've been through, you would think at some point we would figure something out. But again, it's prophetic. So, you got to have it. Somebody got to be the 2/3, you know? But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. This is Matthew's 22:29. I did my best not to curse. I did a good job. Just give me a little hand clap because I wanted to rant. But anyway, Matthew 22:29 says, Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures nor the power of Yahweh. Okay, and that's our people. They don't know the scriptures. They don't know the power of Yahweh. All right, through his only begotten Son, Yahawashi. They don't understand. They don't know. They think they know, but have no idea. They don't know the power that they're dealing with. When they scoff and they mock and they make these little slick ass comments, they don't know what they're doing or who they're talking about. They think they're talking about sweet Jesus. When they disrespect the holy scriptures, they think that they're dissing their grandmother's white Jesus. And yeah, in their conscience, in their mind, yeah, they are. But when you start saying prophecies aren't going to come to pass, you're marking yourself for death. You know? Proverbs 8:13 says, Fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. Watch what you say. Watch what you say. Don't take the path of MREC TV because MREC TV is going to get wrecked. And there's a reason why the Lord brought it back to my memory because this was maybe about a week ago. And I said I was going to say something. I didn't get around to it. But the Lord brought it back to me for a reason. MREC TV is going to get wrecked. you know? So anyway, these guys got a forward mouth. They talk a lot of you know what, and they scoff and they try to link Israelites to white Jesus, sweet Jesus, your grandmama's sweet Jesus. And it's not the same. I grew up in the Christian church. I grew up, what do they call it? Pentecostal. I grew up in that. Then I got older. I left it. No longer believed in the Bible for a period of time. And like I said, I was writing a book. I was the title was The Biggest Lie Ever Told, and it was talking about the Bible. And I was going to go through each chapter and debunk it. That's how deep into that comedic conscious community I was. But I never got down with the weirdo stuff. You know, because they get into some weird. See, I didn't know that. Nobody told me. They didn't tell me what that thing was really all about. I got into the sciences and the curriculum, like I said, the studies. I got into that aspect, but I never got into the weirdo stuff. And through the spirit, I believe, and I look back on it, I think they knew that I was too. I'll just say it. I wasn't gonna go for that, for the weirdo stuff. So I think they thought like, look, we just let him study, and then maybe at some point later on down the road, we'll introduce him to this other stuff. I'm being real with you, man. These people are really lost. They have no idea what they're worshiping and what they're into. The scriptures say, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. I had no idea, man. And these people are lost. They have no idea. Jeremiah 2:29 says, wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. In vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. So even the Lord is like, look, I smitten you. I done beat your ass. I did all these things. I broke you down, made you the lowest of the low. A byword and a proverb. Beat you down. Made you the lowest of the low. Made it so you will have to borrow, right? They will lend to you when you won't lend to them. You'll have to borrow. What does it say? Deuteronomy, what is it, 28? Says you say that in the morning, you say you wish it was the evening. You would wish it was the evening. And in the evening, you would wish it was the morning. So all you do is go to work and slave for your slave masters who still rule over you. So the Lord said, in vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. You would think that all that we've been through, that we would find out that there's a God, there's a power. That's the right word to use, a power. But no. This man is so proud, and he think he deep. On his channel, he's saying ain't no God gonna come crack the sky to come save you. That's the same dumb stuff that I used to say. I used to say that. I wrote a poem many years ago. Now, I pretty much said those exact words. I said newsflash, ain't no Jesus coming to save your black ass. Something like that. That was in the poem. I used to do the spoken word, um, the spoken word poetry. The real fast, da 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 da. I was one of those guys, man. I was one. This is my testimony. You know, I wasn't always Brother Yashima. At one point I was a nigga out there. I thought I'd do something. I'm laughing because when I think about it, it brings tears to my eyes, man. It's scary. I remember I met this chick at work. She was real quiet, and but she was a black chick, black, high yellow black chick. But she had these earrings, right? With the ankh. The ankh. You know what the ankh look like. And I caught it one day, and I said, "Oh, you wearing the ankh?" This is back when I was into that Egyptology stuff. I said, "Oh, you wearing the ankh?" And I questioned her about it. I was all so into it back then. And I ran her down, and she kind of smiled at me, and she said, "You know what it's all about?" I'll never forget that. She said, "You know what it's all about?" And I thought I knew, but no, she was really, she was really telling me like, "Do you know what this is really all about? It's really about some freaky ish." Okay, that's why when you look at these guys, that sold out, and they be throwing up the devil horns and man, the boule and all that weirdo stuff. They be on some weird stuff. And these women that are involved in it, they're into it too. But see, I was just the curriculum guy. I was the study guy. I was that guy. I was the guy that read up on, Osiris and, you know, uh Isis and Seth, and this is what happened, and yada yada yada, and this is how. And I really believe that the Bible was a not just another version, but that the Bible stole the stories out of Kemet. I believed that at one point in my life without knowing. Again, Yahawashi said, "Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yahweh." Okay. Back to Jeremiah 2:29, it says, "Wherefore will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord. In vain have I smitten your children. They have received no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. O generation, see ye, the word of the Lord, have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness. Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Yes, our people have forgotten the Lord for a very long time. Even the people that are in the Christian church, they've forgotten the Lord. They're not thinking about the Lord. They're thinking about going in there, praising the name of Jesus, and praying that they get that Cadillac or whatever, that's old school, whatever modern car. They come in there, they throw their money in the bucket or in the plate. They think they've done good for the day and that the Lord is going to bless them. And because the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, yeah, to a certain degree, they are blessed. They're living good, some of them. Uppity ass Negroes. You know how I feel about that. I can't stand it, man. I hate that pride. And the Lord does too. The Lord hates it. I don't care what I got. I'm doing a lot better than I used to do. But I don't care what I got. I'll never be that nigga. I'll never be that uppity, proud ass nigga. I can't stand it. I wouldn't care if I had $1 million. I know a lot of people say this. If I was a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, I can't do it. I can't be that uppity ass nigga. Nose up in the air. I can't stand it, man. I hate that. Our people have that attitude, you know. I'm better than you attitude. And some of the, and it'd be funny, like some of the niggas, because I run across that from time to time, because I dress normal. I dress real plain. And some of the niggas that have that attitude towards me, they don't know I might have more money than they do. But I don't show it. Like I'm just not that guy. I don't care. You know. So anyway, says, can a maid forget her ornaments or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? Yeah, that's what these people do. These Israelites, these sellout ass Israelite leaders, man, they trim their ways to seek love. Y'all know it. I know y'all can see it, man. If you in this truth and you in this thing in sincerity, and this is something, you don't just take this with you, for one day, you listen to a lesson. No, this is something you carry with you every day of your life. Every day of your life, you carry this with you. And I know y'all look at these uppity ass Israelite teachers. They got the fancy garments on. They this, they that, they did it, right? Tell me, y'all not looking at them and going, these dudes can't be in the truth for real. They can't be. They don't talk about destruction of America, Babylon. You don't see these people crying and sighing for the abomination thereof. He said he would put a righteous mark on the men that cry and sigh. Are these people, a lot of these dudes, they're not crying and sighing. They're not irritated. They're not agitated. They don't hate this world. They love the world. Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? In other words, you're trying to conform to the world. You're trying to take the scriptures, flip them, and make them so that it will be accepted by the world. So they trim themselves, right, their ways, which is supposed to be of the Heavenly Father. They trim that, and then they twist the words of the Lord around the scriptures. They flip that and try to make it conform to the world so the world will accept it. No, the world is going to have to accept the will of the Lord. See, you got it backwards, okay? You got it backwards, homeboy. The Lord. You what he say? I created good, I created evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. I form the light and the darkness, right? I create good, I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Okay? So the Lord, at some point, man, and we can see that time is running out. And the Lord is about to bring judgment. And this is not a good time. This is not a good time to be talking ish about the Lord. I'll just put it to you like that. This is not this is not this you don't want to be in 2024 talk about ain't nothing crack in the sky. That's not the good time. I mean, you got away with that, 2012, 2013, 2014 on up. Then you had that little scare in 2020, and y'all forgot about that already, right? Everybody got comfortable. I told you about my ex. If you've been listening to my podcast, you know I talked about my ex. She got nervous, man. She got shook. She had a smart mouth, man. I know that woman for yeah, it's over 20 years now. I've known her. This is one of my exes, but she's always been in contact with me throughout the years, no matter what. I don't give a damn what's going on. That woman is always. I don't care what the hell's going on. That woman is always kept in contact with me, but she got a smart mouth. Um, she's feisty, got a smart mouth, but that 2020 thing shook her, man. It shook her. All of a sudden, she wasn't giving me much pushback. She's the only one that can remember me through my rapping years, my spoken word years, the even the comedic years, because you know that lasted for quite some time. She remembers all of that. She remembers when I used to look up to Dr. York, and I was teaching that madness, man, because I didn't just believe it. I was teaching it. I want you to know how deep into that madness I was, man. It's a miracle that the Lord brought me out of that. You don't see that every day. People come out of Christianity. You see Israelite brothers that come out of Christianity all the time. Every once in a while, you'll find some that come out of Islam. You don't find too many that come out of the conscious community, that Kemetic community. Because that's what the conscious community is really Kemetic. I know, trust me. Most of them are Kemetic. Because the reason why is you don't see is because you have so many different doctrines in the conscious Kemetic community, as opposed to just Christianity. You deal with a Christian, you show them, look, Jesus Christ, that his real name is Yahawashi, and he was a Hebrew Israelite. Like he spoke Hebrew. You can get them with stuff like that, but when you're dealing with the conscious community, like this dude MREC TV talking about I am self Lord and Master, like, bro, good luck. If the Lord don't wake him up, you forget about it, right? I was one of those guys, man. That's a miracle. It's a miracle that the Lord brought me out of that, man. You know, it's an absolute miracle. But um, I'll say this, that we're entering a time when we're gonna be mocked, we're gonna be scorned, we're gonna be laughed at. People are gonna seek to do us harm, put us in jail, all types of things, because um, a part of the New World Order agenda is to have set up what I forget what they call it, but to have people snitch on each other. Your neighbors are gonna tell on you, oh, he didn't take the chip, right? The same way they did with the shot. But we've come too far to give up now. We got to stand on something, right? And we got to stand on that rock, and that rock is Yahawashi. Yahawashi that's our way back to the Father. That's our way back to Yahweh. We got to stand on that rock. We got to believe, and we got to increase our faith at this time. Thus, unless we end up like back in that world again. You don't want to be one of them niggas. You don't want to be MREC TV. You don't want to be Sonetta. You want to know a reason why you need to double down and pray more and fast more and stay in this faith. Go look at Sonetta. Go look at Brother Polite. People like that. Even Dr. York, them niggas. Go look at them. The Lord could take his spirit off of you. Trust me, I'm talking to myself as well as the listening audience. That is scary. That is scary. And there's been brothers in this truth, been in this thing 15, 20 years, and the Lord take his spirit off of them. Next thing you know, they out there teaching some bugged out, crazy doctrine. You're deceived and the deceiver are his. Stay prayed up, man. Stay prayed up. Because there's the wickedness, the evil has increased out here. Their sins have reached up unto the heavens. Okay? Stay locked in. Shalom, his brother Yashima Zakar from the Israelite Times Report, IsraeliteTimes.com. Upon my watch, all praises are definitely due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. Getting into the news right quick. ReclaimTheNet.org. Gates Foundation doubles down on push for digital ID and payments in Nigeria. All right, so they know. Look, trust me, these elites know that a lot of our brethren are in, especially in West Africa. We have a lot of them there. So they're coming. Hey, they're coming down with great wrath, right? Says Bill Gates, the World Economic Forum, and various enlisted UN agencies and the EU, not far behind, all in one place. Says what could go right, and they're being sarcastic with that because these are supposed to be Reclaim the Net is supposed to be like, you know, fighting against the establishment. It says the UN. It says which is supposed to be the world organization. All these other actors blatantly represent rich elites, but a lot of their focus with the DPI push is now on underdeveloped or developing countries of the third world. So they're gonna push their and I said this before, I'll say it again. They use the so-called underdeveloped countries as a testing ground, you know, for their shots, you know, their vax, their a lot of other things, even with the financial side of things. They use them as test, you know, guinea pigs, if you will. But it says here, and I talked about this before, they're testing them to see what how they react to this digital ID policy they're trying to push for not just for digital ID, but also for payments because it's going into the mark of the beast. So excuse me. It says here there are two schools of thought about why this is so. It says that these entities and individuals are genuine, selfless benefactors who want to share their good fortune by, say, making the world a better place. And they're being sarcastic by saying this, by the way. It says, or that they purposefully target countries where legislation and regulation makes it easier to carry out many types of social, economic, etc. experiments that would be the case at home. Let me skip down here. It says, yeah, but basically they're trying to pretend like they're trying to help these so-called third world countries or expand their economies, you know, but it's all a lie. They're using them as a testing ground, and but that's with the hopes of bringing that back to America. You know, the same way they did China with the facial recognition and drones and all of that. They're going to try to bring that back to America and the Western countries. But right here it says the ongoing experiment, because that's what it is. It's an experiment. It says the ongoing experiment in this case is development and implementation of digital IDs and digital payments by the end of the decade. Because again, 2030, this is what they have their eyes on. It says in as many places as possible. Okay, this is the goal of the globalist elites. The ongoing experiment in this case is development and implementation of digital IDs and digital payments by the end of the decade in as many places as possible. And that is the core intent behind the term DPI, which many see as simply a UN, EU, Gates, etc. buzzword. And they also want to bring in the digital, what is it? What is it called? UBI, Universal Basic Income. Okay, it says regarding Nigeria, the Gates Foundation president for Global Growth and Opportunities, Roger Voorhees, is actually challenging the country's government to make more investments in creating a DPI economic system. That's despite the fact Nigeria's effort thus far has been described as robust, but apparently it can do better. Let me see, I want to skip down here. It says, meanwhile, critics are warning about a sort of centralization or surveillance that would impact people's financial sovereignty and other civil rights. The UN, the United Nations, is not lagging far behind in talking up DPIs and incentivizing countries to use them, apparently via any channel available from developmental to cultural agencies. So I believe the DPI is the digital passport identity, if I'm not mistaken. The digital ID. Okay, digital public infrastructure. That's what it's called. Digital public infrastructure. And we know that this is all leading to the mark of the beast. Okay, and what I've been saying for so long is that, see, at this point, Esau is kind of like he's backed into a corner, like he's exposed himself. And what the scripture says that it caused their tongues to fall upon themselves, as in Psalms, I believe. It causes their tongue to fall upon themselves. And they've been exposed so much that now they're getting ready to go into this phase where they're no longer going to say, oh, we want these countries to take on this or adopt this digital ID system. They're going to force them to do it. Okay? So he's about to get real nasty out here. So much and so, and I talked about this, I believe I talked about it last week, that, I had a conversation with my dad who's a Christian. He's a Christian, he's a pastor. And, he knows that I'm into this Israelite thing, and, he knows about that much. But usually my dad would take the side of, anybody can be saved long as they believe in sweet Jesus. He's got that attitude. But even his attitude is changing because he saw what's happening. He saw the things that are taking place over in Israel with the conflict, and he knows that we're the Israelites. He reached a certain point because there's different levels to this thing. There's different portions, and his portion was finding out that we're the Israelites. He believes that, but to a certain degree, he didn't believe it was that important, or I should say, he didn't link it to salvation. He doesn't get that part. Oh yeah, we're the Israelites, we're the real Jews, this and the third. Like he can get that. But as far as his concept, he has a Christianized concept of what's being saved means. Salvation, he believes he's saved, sanctified, through the blood. But he not understanding that, salvation is of the children of Israel, especially the elect. That part kind of, he believed that everyone could be saved. But I'm saying that to say this, his tone has changed after his conflict over in Israel. He's kind of changed his tone a little bit. He's saying Esau is going to be destroyed. And I was laughing. I was on the phone with him like, what? And he's talking about the book of Obadiah. And I'm kind of like, okay. I don't push it on him. Just I want to make that clear. I had that conversation with him when I first came into the truth. And I'll remind him every once in a while because he'll try to push, that plantation sweet Jesus on me. And I, hey, not with that. Have to remind him every once in a while. But anyways, he's talking about Esau being destroyed. And I said, well, damn. I ain't say it out loud. I just, I was on the phone with him. I said, okay. What's going on here? And I let him rock out. I ain't, and he was adamant about it. They're not going to get away with it. I think what happened, this war or this conflict over there triggered something, the Lord, the Lord will open up your eyes when he sees fit. And I'm rambling a little bit. Excuse me, Salakia. But it's amazing because I know my dad. He's a Christian through and through. But, man, like his little attitude done changed a little bit. And that war, that conflict sparked something in him where he's talking about Esau's going to be destroyed. And the Lord ain't going to let him get away with what he's done and what he's doing. I'm like, okay, what's happening here? It was a totally different conversation from what I'm used to from him. Okay. So I'm saying all that to say that people may not have it all, but there's a lot of people that, a small portion, they may have a small portion to find out that this is the devil that is in rulership. Job 9:24, every brother brings that out damn near every week. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, right? That was like my favorite scripture. When I first came into this truth, my favorite scripture was Job 9:24. The earth was given into that because it answered so many different questions. Now you know what it is. you know what it is. It's that Habakkuk 2, that entire chapter. You know me. But yeah, Nigeria and these African countries have been bucking up against Esau. So, through the Spirit, this is what I look to see. I look to see them bring hell on them in some way. They're having a problem because Russia it's become a guard unto them. Russia, China, even before the 2020 pandemic. I knew this guy in Cameroon, he's from Cameroon, excuse me. From Cameroon, he was showing me videos. He was like, look, China is big in Cameroon. you know. They're building up stuff. They got a partnership or whatever. So I look for this devil to try to force this digital infrastructure on Nigeria, and not just Nigeria, but these other African countries. Okay. I'm gonna get I'll tell you what I'll get. I'll start off with, I'll go to Daniel 8. It says 8:22, it says, now now that being broken, whereas for stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in its power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper to practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, through his policy. Okay? Through his policy. Now, Reclaim the Nat is saying, well, we don't know, what are they really doing? And they're being sarcastic and, are they trying to help the people or not? We know this devil is not trying to help no damn body, not even his own people. He's only trying to help a small amount of the rich elite. Okay? But it says here, again, it says, it says, and shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty of the holy people, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And he's been doing that for ages. That's one of Esau's greatest tricks, to offer you peace. And he knows that we're the children of the Lord. So he understands that we have righteousness in us. Even when we do wickedness, there's a certain level of righteousness. There's a certain way that we go about things. Offering peace. He plays into that right hand side of us. That godly. I hate to use. Shouldn't use the word godly, but you understand what I'm saying. That side of us. That's that wants to do righteous, do the right thing, as Spike Lee would say, right? So he plays into that, and he's trying to do that here by telling the people of Nigeria, which a lot of them are Israelites. A lot of them are Israelites. Our people are scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. But it says here again, and he shall destroy the mighty people, the mighty and the holy people, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And that's what he's looking to do. Okay, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 12:10 says, never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so his wickedness. I think I got this last week. But anyway, never trust your enemy. Never trust your enemy, ever. I don't give a damn who they are. But these African countries, again, let the weak say I'm strong. These African countries are standing up, and Esau is going to come down on them. I'm going to get Mark 13:7 says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of this, from this devil. We're going to see a lot of this from this devil. He's going to try to push this UBI digital prison grid. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this is very important because that's what's coming next. Now, I want to make sure I do my job and tell you that that's what's coming next. Out of everything else that we hear about these wars and rumors of wars in Russia and Ukraine, and some of it's fake, some of it's real. They got CGI, they can make things look like, it's real. You got this Israel-Palestine situation. You have all these wars and rumors of wars, but one thing we know is that the mark of the beast is on the mind of the wicked elite. That is the end game. That is the end goal. I don't give a damn what's going on in the world. Keep your eyes on this digital currency, this digital prison grid that they're setting up, this digital identification. The famine of the word is coming soon. When they shut everything down, because that's what they're saying, and if they do, then you will have to log in with your identity, right? What that means is brothers won't just be able to come on and upload YouTube videos anymore. I won't be able to just come on and upload, Spotify, Apple Podcast, whatever, right? I won't be able to just do that anymore. They're going to have restrictions on everything, on your speech and everything else. Get this word while you can. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. I'm going to see if there's anything else I wanted to get here. It says here, damn, I just had it. It says, I'll get it again. It says, and when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows, and we're going to go through that temptation. You're going to reach that point where you're going to feel like you hit a wall, like, damn, man, and them demons going to be in your head. You ain't no man of the Lord, right? We're in a practice run right now. It's going to turn up, okay? Matter of fact, I do this. Let me do this right now while I'm thinking about it. This came from the Watcher.guru. It says de-dollarization, tongue twister, de-dollarization gaining steam in developing countries. The BRICS. It says de-dollarization is gaining steam in developing countries. This comes from the Watcher.guru. It says when BRICS announced this year that they plan to dethrone the U.S. dollar from the global reserve currency status, nobody took their ideals seriously, right? Because that's the way the Lord wanted it to be. It says the alliance has now walked the talk and slowly changed the global financial dynamics one step at a time. Though the pace of the de-dollarization is slow, BRICS are marching on the path of ditching the U.S. dollar and putting their local currencies forward. Says the traditional financial system will be altered, leading the way to the new world order dominated by developing countries. The, the development will put the U.S. dollar under pressure if countries begin to use local currencies for cross-border transactions. It says BRICS slowly chips away U.S. dollars global dominance. Okay, and you can read you can read this entire article from the Watcher.guru. It goes into China, Africa. Matter of fact, I'll read that little part here. It says African nations are now coming forward, giving statements indicating the need to strengthen their native economies. Okay, Kenya, Nigeria, and other nations in Africa are on the sidelines and could follow the de-dollarization trend kickstarted by BRICS. Okay. It says thirdly, says in conclusion, BRICS could slowly chip away at the global dominance of the US dollar. As years pass by, BRICS will sign more trade agreements, adding new countries to settle payments in local currencies. While they're not attacking the US dollar up front, they are moving in stealth and pulling the carpet under America's feet. The Lord put it in their spirit to do that. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay? Let the weak say I'm strong.